Ireland, a land of mist-shrouded hills, ancient ruins, and folklore older than time itself. It's a place where the veil between worlds feels thin, where stories of restless spirits and eerie encounters have been passed down through generations. From blood-soaked castles to chilling omens of death, Ireland's ghost stories remind us that history here was often written in tragedy, and that the echoes of that past are never far away. Tonight, we'll explore 5 of Ireland's most haunted sites, uncovering chilling tales, Celtic legends, and even the origins of Samhain itself. This is Haunted Ireland. Our journey begins with Leap Castle, perched in County Offaly, often called the most haunted castle in the world. Its dark history begins with the O'Carroll clan, notorious for betrayal and violence. The castle's chapel earned the name the Bloody Chapel after a shocking murder. One brother, a priest, was stabbed by his own kin during Mass. But perhaps the darkest discovery came centuries later, when workers discovered a hidden oubliette, a pit beneath the chapel filled with human remains. Inside were thousands of skeletons, victims who had been dropped to their deaths. The most terrifying legend is of the elemental, a spirit that appears as a shadowy, decaying figure. Witnesses describe it bringing with it the stench of rotting flesh and an overwhelming wave of dread. Paranormal investigators have fled the site in fear after encountering it. Leap Castle is more than haunted. It feels alive with restless, violent energy. In County Offaly stands the Gothic masterpiece of Charleville Castle, with its grand staircase and vaulted ceilings. But beauty can't hide tragedy. The castle is said to be haunted by Harriet, the young daughter of the Earl who died in the 1800s after falling from the staircase while playing. Visitors report hearing a child's laughter echoing through empty halls, and some have even seen Harriet's ghost darting up the stairs, dressed in 19th century clothing. But Harriet isn't the only spirit said to linger here. Shadows are seen moving in the corridors, cold spots manifest without reason, and ghost hunters have recorded strange voices whispering in the dark. Charleville Castle stands as a reminder that the innocence of childhood can sometimes leave the most heartbreaking hauntings. In Dublin stands Kilmainham Gaol, a prison with a chilling reputation. Built in the late 18th century, it became infamous for housing political prisoners, rebels, and those sentenced to death. Many of Ireland's most famous freedom fighters were executed here, their lives cut short in its cold courtyards. It's said that their spirits remain, unwilling to leave the site of their sacrifice. Visitors describe overwhelming feelings of sorrow and oppression, as if the walls themselves remember the suffering within. Guards and tourists alike have reported hearing footsteps echoing in empty corridors, disembodied voices, and even the appearance of spectral figures in the cell blocks. Kilmainham is more than just a historic site. It's a monument to Ireland's fight for freedom, forever haunted by the souls of those who gave everything. Not all Irish hauntings are tied to stone walls and prisons. Some belong to the land itself. The most famous of these is the Banshee, the harbinger of death. Described as a woman with flowing hair and tattered gray or white garments, she is said to wail outside of the homes of families fated to lose a loved one. Her cry is piercing, mournful, and unforgettable. For centuries, stories of the Banshee have been tied to Ireland's oldest families, though modern sightings still persist. Some claim to hear her keening in the countryside before a death, while others see her spectral figure by rivers or graveyards. The Banshee isn't a ghost in the usual sense. She's a symbol of Ireland's connection to the otherworld, a supernatural figure who reminds us that death is always near. On the Dublin mountains looms the ruins of the Hellfire Club, a hunting lodge built in the 18th century, but its history is steeped in sinister legend. The club was notorious for wild gatherings, heavy drinking, and occult rituals. Locals whispered that its members invited the devil himself to join their revels. One tale tells of a stranger who played cards with the men, until someone noticed he had cloven hooves instead of feet. The figure vanished into a burst of fire, leaving the men terrified. Today, the ruins are a magnet for ghost hunters and thrill seekers. Reports include strange lights flickering in the lodge, an oppressive sense of dread, and even encounters with shadowy figures that watch silently from the trees. The Hellfire Club remains one of the most feared places in Ireland, a site where folklore and darkness converge. Of course, Ireland is not just the home of haunted castles and ghostly figures. It is also the birthplace of Samhain, the festival that gave us modern Halloween. Celebrated at the end of October, Samhain marked the thinning of the veil when the dead could walk among the living. Fires were lit on hilltops, offerings left for spirits, and protective charms woven to ward off the otherworld. Sites like the Hill of Tara and the Hill of Ward were ancient centers of Samhain rites, and many of Ireland's modern ghost stories echo these ancient beliefs. To walk in Ireland during Halloween is to step into the heart of a tradition thousands of years old, where myth and magic are still alive. From haunted castles to banshees, from prisons filled with restless souls to the roots of Samhain itself, Ireland is a land steeped in the supernatural. And now, you don't just have to hear the stories, you can live them. In October 2026, Mysterious Adventures Tours will bring travelers on a Halloween journey through Ireland, exploring haunted castles, sacred sites, and celebrating Samhain where it began. Learn more about our Halloween in Ireland tour and other supernatural adventures at mysteriousadventurestours.com. Until next time, may the road rise to meet you, and may the mysteries of Ireland call you deeper into its shadows.